We're back with Jack Barksdale. The new album is Voices, and you just heard Song of the Artist. You are very much a deeply thinking artist. What are some of the struggles attempting to make such thoughtful, complex art in this age?
Well, thank you, first of all. But yeah, I think it's kind of strange, especially with music, because at this moment in time, there's a lot of opportunity, but not a lot of there's a lot of opportunity and not a lot of opportunity at the same time. Uh,
Explain that.
you know, with especially with the internet, I guess is what I'm saying is that there's you can reach people directly instead of going through uh, several middlemen, and so a lot of people have found success that way, and I think that's probably a good thing. But then again, these uh, uh, the there is still a middleman, which is the media platforms, the social media platforms that uh, people are finding artists on, and so there's still a middleman, and there's all these algorithms and stuff that people have to to work with and try to make sense of, and so uh, if you don't fit what the algorithm wants, then you're gonna have less opportunity. But then also there's a lot of um, there's just such volume of people now that have the same platform to find an audience, through all the social media sites, and so it, uh, it becomes really saturated, uh, which is interesting. But also, I think, especially with like really serious songs and songwriting, not a ton of infrastructure to there's not a ton of infrastructure for that to succeed, uh, which I guess there's never been a ton of infrastructure for it, but you know it has uh, gone into the mainstream at times, like in the 60s and 70s. Uh, so yeah, it's really a complex thing, trying to make music right now, and so that's why I think there's a lot of uh, you know paradoxes and a lot of interesting stuff going on, and it's all very complex. So it can kind of be, in one sense, there's a lot of opportunity. In one sense, there's not.
Yeah, I like the way you talk about how you're somewhat consumed and defined by this art you produce, and yet it might not even reach appreciation during your lifetime or at all.
Hmm.
Tell me about that feeling, that the
Yeah,
notion that maybe this is all a foolish endeavor.
yeah. Well, I kind of wrote that song for kind of the Van Gogh figure in in really any art form. Uh, but yeah, it's relevant to me too, because who knows what's gonna happen with this uh, you know, career. And but yeah, there's tons of stories of people like uh, Blaze Foley and I'm kind of blanking on names, but so many people that you know died before they found success, and then afterwards people uh, found their music and loved it, and also tend to romanticize uh, that life of not being recognized, and so then I think it kind of creates a cycle of people, uh, finding these artists that have passed on, and and as they're finding all this out and becoming really interested in this, it's kind of uh, it's strange how we overlook, at the same time as we're doing that, we overlook people who are going through those same things uh, today. Artists who are not finding any recognition, and I think a lot of times, like if you're in a museum or something and you hear someone talking about Van Gogh, they might talk about it like we're better now. We wouldn't, uh, people wouldn't uh, let this go unrecognized, but I, I think Van Gogh very well could go unrecognized today, and yeah, so
Van Gogh
that's,
today would have to compete with AI on top of everything.
yeah,
Everyone just
yeah,
types in the description of the art they want instead of going out and finding someone who actually went and made it.
yeah, each new generation has its own challenges, and yeah, it's always going to be that way, probably.
So I like how you question so much on this album, even if you're not directly asking it, you're sort of getting around to, okay, what's the point of this? Why are we doing that?
Mhm.
Uh, you know, how much how much is your life made up of asking and trying to answer those questions of yourself?
um, well, I guess it depends, but I don't really know. I guess it does kind of depend on the question, but generally, like kind of finding my way, uh, making sense of my surroundings and all that kind of stuff. Uh, I think it's a pretty important thing, and I'm not sure that I'm necessarily efficient at it. Uh, I'm uh, I'm trying, so you know,
I think
trying to.
there's efficient and then there's thorough, and maybe those two
Well,
things don't go together, but
I just mean, I should probably, read more and all that kind of stuff about uh, this. There's so much stuff to look into that I feel like I'm always just scratching the surface. So, uh, I there's probably a lot more that I could and should do that I haven't done yet, as far as you know, reading and looking into stuff. So that's more what I mean by that.
I think you got time.
Yeah.
I think if there's one nice thing about being young and having questions is that you have plenty of time to go out and answer them. Uh,
Yeah.
and believe me, uh, the questions don't go away. The
Oh yeah.
constant search for knowledge and evolution, it does not go away.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, it's really not like there's an end goal to any of it. Like, there we go. Now I have the answer. It's more uh in practice. It's more nebulous than that. You know,
the one
much
nice
more.
thing about being young, though, is that you're given so much encouragement to go out and find those answers. At least, I mean, I don't know if encouragement is the right word, but you're going through studies and college and like you're being given the chance to go find these things. You're not, slipping into this every day of working and just having to keep your head afloat.
Hmm.
You still have time and opportunity, so make the
Yeah,
most of it, man.
that's kind of been my thought for a while. Is that I have the time to look into it. I probably should.
All right, I like to wrap up my interviews by having the artist choose a song. The only rule is you cannot have had anything to do with creating it.
Okay.
Um, Give me a song that sort of meets you where you're at in terms of, studying all this philosophy and science and asking the big questions.
Well, I saw that you did an interview with Lily Talmers, and I'm a really big fan of hers.
Oh, I love
She
her.
she's got this really great song called "Hope at Table Talking Shop." Uh, I think there's also like a subtitle like "Lost Solitude" or something like that. Anyway, I love that song. Uh, so I guess that would be my pick.
All right. Wow, you even looked into me. I love it.
Yeah,
All right, Jack Barksdale, thanks so much for coming on the show.
yeah. Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.